Hey everyone, it's Ann here. First off, thank you so much to everyone for all of their positive comments and support around my pregnancy journey post for the week. It's Sunday, so I'm recapping everything that I posted. My pregnancy journey will be broken down into 3 different parts, and this is part 1. Kick off, I found out I was pregnant around this time last year in December of 2018. It was amazing because I had recently got engaged in September, and we were planning for a wedding, and then we find out this information. But it was also difficult because our family was also suffering through something that was incredibly difficult for all of us. We were blessed to welcome our nephew into the family, and he suffered a lot of intense medical situations. And it was difficult to kind of find out, what he was going through while, I also found out that I was pregnant. We were incredibly supportive to that family or those particular family members. It's just, it's so crazy because now I'm in a similar situation, and I'm incredibly grateful to them and everything that they taught me in their moment, because I think that helped me now. But that's a story for another day. But around that time, this is what was happening. So it was a lot of just a whirlwind of emotions. But in addition to that, I was also healing from suffering a miscarriage 2 months prior. And for me, I have to say, I was told that I shouldn't share any of this information because miscarriage is such a taboo. I'm a woman who suffers from polycystic ovarian syndrome. Shout out to all the women who reached out to me and told me they suffered from the same thing. Most women with PCOS have a very difficult time getting pregnant. There are a lot of infertility issues associated around that disorder. Not to say that PCOS is the only reason for infertility. There are a lot of different complexities around that, but just to say, here I was pregnant again, and I just didn't know what was going to happen. So it was very difficult for me at the beginning of my pregnancy to just kind of accept what my body was doing. I wanted everything to go well. So when I finally found out, I was doing everything I could to just kind of make sure everything was okay. I researched a ton of midwives and doulas in New York City to figure out, the best support I would need to make sure that my child would get here safely. And the reason why I chose the midwife route originally was because there's just a huge, as you all know, there's just a huge battle with maternal and infant mortality as it pertains to people of color. So I just thought if I just got on top of this sooner, I will be okay. But I also didn't know how much money is required to just have a child outside of the hospital. Some places we're talking about $5,000 up front. Me telling Alan that was just not, he just didn't understand, So at that point, I had to shift my focus. What did I want? What could I possibly get? At that point, I said, you know what? I probably can't afford a midwife boutique practice right now, but I will go with a regular OB, but I will, take steps in hiring a doula. And I know a lot of people do not know what a doula is, and I can definitely work on creating a video another time. The doula that I was referred to was from a cousin of mine, and I am so grateful. So if there's anything I can give you about the first part of my pregnancy that I want to share with everyone, is take your time in choosing who's going to do your prenatal care. I think that my OB practice that I went to was great, but I think there were some things that were missed, and I felt very much like a number as opposed to a patient. It was a great practice in the city, but I feel like I really wish I would have taken my time and just did with what I felt was right. A lot of the top of my pregnancy was focused around research and education, and I was submerging myself, but I also feel like I was freaking myself out because I wasn't telling anyone, because I felt like I can't even be too excited because I don't know how far along I'll make it this time. And it just sucks because I felt like I really couldn't talk about it as much as I wanted to, but I'm grateful to the people and the women who reached out to me to really support me in that time, to the people in my family that really supported me to help me get through the first part of my pregnancy. So yeah, that is part one. And next, I will be sharing part two. And that will be focused around just me working out of a rut. Okay. So yeah, stay tuned. And like I said, this probably isn't for everyone, but hopefully you got something from it. Thank you. Bye.